If you're interested in FIFA Mobile, I currently have a second channel where we run a FIFA Mobile Road to Glory, link down below. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new player review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Europa League Atal. However, we are going to look at it from a pure super sub point of view and where he'll line up in the team and what have you. But I start him on the bench. I did it for my weekend league team. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, 5'9", lean body type, which could go for him or against him. High attacking work rate as well, even though primarily I'm going to be using him as a CDM. Now, I haven't put a chem cell on him just yet because I was trying to get a feel for what he would be best at. And to be fair, attacking is probably his forte in terms of not shooting or finishing or anything like that, but getting the ball forward and being able to beat people and pass around them as well. I mean, his passing isn't particularly great in fairness, but to be fair, I mean, in general, it's not a great card to look at it. He's not good at any one thing, but he's so well-rounded that you could use him in several positions. So if you want to start him, unfortunately for the majority of us, it's going to be difficult to get him into a team because you're not going to be using a Nice centre-back or centre-mid. Yeah, you could be using French league players in terms of, I don't know, if you've got like Mbappe, for example, you can soft link him into the right-back position, but then you're going to need to be using either an icon or you're going to need to probably use a player that you're not comfortable with at centre-back to get him in there on chem. So, looking from purely a super sub point of view, this could be the best option for your bench. Obviously, if you've had insane pack luck or you've spent loads of money on the game and you have an insane bench already, this is kind of irrelevant. But for me, I mean, yes, my pack luck has been insane this year. You'll see the team that he's going to go into in just a second. But I feel like this is a card that I needed to do on my Road to Glory in particular because it just gives you so many options off the bench. You know, he's like 4 players rolled into one. If you need a fullback, I can bring him on and I can use him in that fullback position. If I need a centre-back, I'm not saying I want to, but you have the option for it. And if you need a CDM in particular, which is where I'm going to play him off the bench, with a Sentinel, I mean, you've got different options of chem style, of course you have, but Sentinel, Anchor, people tend to maybe gravitate towards. I mean, the Anchor's not bad because you do get that strength boost, and as a CDM, that could become valuable. I mean, that's where he would be subbed onto, right? So 4-2-3-1 with Zidane as the secondary CM, and then Atal as... Well, no, actually, Atal would be the secondary CM, I think, or rather CDM. I'm not going to use him as my main CDM. He's going to be one that sort of has a little bit of freedom of movement. He can venture forward and what have you. One thing I really liked about this card was how good he was on the ball. He has a flair trait, which can come in handy for some fancy flicks and tricks and stuff, but when it comes to juggling the ball like this, certain players can do it well, certain players can do it badly. You'd think that most people with good dribbling would be able to do it really well. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Atal can juggle the ball really well, bouncing in and around the penalty area, doing kick-ups and whatever, and it works really well. In front of goal is where he really seems to be lacking. I'd rather look for a pass than I would shoot. With that being said, I think this is the goal that he scored for me. Bear in mind, he's off the bench at this point. The guy pressed pause right at the beginning. He gets the ball back after winning it, does a rainbow flick, juggles it into the area, and instead of playing it across for Adams, I went for goal because I'm greedy and scored an absolute peach. I mean, that is a fantastic finish from someone with 76 finishing. He didn't have a chem cell on him at that point. He was on basic, and that didn't improve his finishing either. He's still on 76. His shot power and his positioning went up a little bit. Now, off the bench, as a CDM, you can run out from deep. Not that I would recommend doing it necessarily, but his ball control is very, very good. Step overs in particular. If you don't use step overs, by the way, I do highly recommend using step overs. They are really effective, and more than anything else, it just gives your opponent that impression that you're a really good player, even if you're not. But you go a goal up, and you look like you're a good player because you do a lot of step overs and ball rolls and what have you. Your opponent could quit. Now, maybe you don't want them to quit if you're in rivals and you want the points, so you want more goals. Fair enough. Don't do them. But with Atal, step overs, ball rolls, little flicks and tricks, and his movement in general, left stick dribble in particular, with Atal is very, very good. And like I said, I didn't have a chem still on him, but I would probably throw a sentinel or an anchor on him. Sentinel will give you that more defense-minded boost, where the anchor is more focused on strength. And you do get a little bit of pace as well, so you make him unbelievably quick. But I don't know. I mean, I suppose it depends on where you want to put him. You could throw a finisher down on him if you want to bring him on as a cam. Because I know not a lot of people, well, not a lot, but not everyone will have insane attacking super sub options on the bench. But if you do need that player who can come on and do a little bit of everything, you know, oh, I need a CDM. Atal is your man. Stick a sentinel on him, job done. Oh, in this game, I think I need to bring him on and he needs to do a job for me in cam. Well, with a finisher on him, all of a sudden, you've got someone who's got 94 agility, 99 dribbling, and then 91 finishing, 87 shot power. His finishing isn't great. You've seen a couple of shanked shots from him already. But on the other hand, if you get close enough and you do hit the target, you can cause problems. You've seen a really good finish from him already in this review. So, bit of hot and cold when it comes to in front of goal. Don't really know what to expect with him, but give him that finisher, and I'm sure you'll have better results. But in terms of a player who can come on and do a little bit of everything, whether, you know, you can even bring him on as a CDM and then during the game feel like, you know, your opponent's just brought on Adama Traore, for example, or Orsic or whatever, and all of a sudden you have a problem in the fullback position, switch him into the fullback, and then move your fullback into CDM, for example. You have so many different options with this card. And the biggest thing about this card for me is how cheap he is. He's around 23,000 coins. Now, it is very unlikely. It's possible, but it is very unlikely that Nice will go through. But like I said, it's possible. So I wouldn't rule it out. There is every chance this card goes to an 84. If he does, insane. Honestly, unreal. But if he doesn't, take it at face value that this card will stay at 82. Brilliant off the bench. Very, very good option, regardless of where you decide to play him and whichever chem style you decide to choose. In terms of downfalls, I mean, I would love him to have 5-star skills. It's not the be-all and end-all. 4-star skills is nice enough, and he can still score some nice goals and do some nice flicks and tricks and stuff and get himself into some decent areas. But, for me, I like every player to have 5. If my goalkeeper could have 5-star skills, I would take it, honestly. Nick Pope from last year, I hope they rebring that card out. Rebring it out? You know what I mean. His vision isn't great. It's still usable in short sort of areas and short passing. And his finishing does need a little bit of work here or there. But basically, you've got a complete player here. I am a big fan, honestly. If you have enjoyed this player review, maybe you've got a difference of opinion, feel free to let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.